The death of Marcus Crassus, Rome's richest man, meets his end. Marcus Licinius Crassus was one of the wealthiest men in the late Roman Republic. Together with Julius Caesar and Gnaeus Pompey the Great, he formed the First Triumvirate, a powerful alliance that helped each man rise to political power. Caesar often needed funding for his ambitious political campaigns, and Crassus provided it, lending vast sums. In return, Caesar offered Crassus support from his loyal soldiers, thanks to his strong influence in the army. In 55 BC, with Caesar's backing, Crassus was elected consul and received the province of Syria to govern. During the elections, a contingent of Caesar's legionaries just happened to be stationed near the Senate building, subtly reminding the senators which outcome was preferable. Of the three triumvirs, Caesar, Crassus, and Pompey, Crassus was the least respected as a military commander. He had never earned a triumph, and it bothered him deeply. He craved military glory, like Caesar's conquest of Gaul or Pompey's victory over the kingdom of Pontus. His only claim to fame was crushing the slave revolt led by Spartacus. But even that wasn't entirely his doing. Pompey dealt the final blow to the rebel army. And since slaves and gladiators were seen as lowly opponents, the Senate awarded Crassus only an ovation, a lesser version of a triumph. Now, as consul with control over Syria, Crassus saw his chance to finally earn the military prestige he longed for. To rival Caesar and Pompey, he needed a major conquest. His target? The Parthian Empire. In 54 BC, Crassus led a Roman invasion eastward, crossing into the lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. His army consisted of 7 legions, about 40,000 infantry, and 1,500 Gallic cavalry. Crassus believed this would be enough. At the time, Parthia was embroiled in a civil war between two royal brothers, Mithridates and Orodes. The timing seemed perfect. At first, the campaign went well. Crassus captured several cities and defeated a Parthian governor named Syllasus. Soon, Roman forces controlled the entire northern part of Mesopotamia. Meanwhile, Orodes' army stormed Seleucia, killed his brother Mithridates, and crushed the pro-Roman faction within Parthia. Now united, the Parthians could turn their full attention to Rome. But it was late autumn. Winter set in, and both sides paused operations. The Romans left garrisons in the conquered towns and withdrew their main force back to Syria. By spring, Crassus expected reinforcements from King Artavasdes II of Armenia, who would attack Parthia from the east. Victory seemed close. In the spring of 53 BC, the war resumed. The Parthians split their forces. Most of their infantry marched with King Orodes to confront the Armenians. Their elite cavalry, led by the brilliant general Surena, went after the Romans. Crassus now had 7 legions, 4,000 cavalry, and 4,000 light infantry, around 45,000 men in total. He was also accompanied by King Abgar of Edessa, who claimed to know the terrain well. Abgar led the Roman army on what he said was the quickest route between the Euphrates and the Tigris. But it was a trap. Abgar was secretly aiding the Parthians. He led the Romans into a dry, waterless plain. On May 9th, 53 BC, exhausted after their desert march, Crassus's troops encountered the main Parthian army. The Battle of Carrhae had begun. The Romans formed defensive squares and began crossing the marshy river Balissus. Parthian cavalry attacked with a storm of arrows. Then they feigned retreat, scattering in different directions. Some Roman units gave chase, only to be ambushed and driven back. Again and again, Parthian riders harassed the Romans, refusing close combat, surrounding their flanks, and raining down arrows. Crassus's son, Publius, led a large detachment in pursuit. Once again, the Parthians pretended to flee. Publius charged after them. Separated from the main army, his unit was surrounded and annihilated. The Parthians mounted Publius's severed head on a spear. Out of the 5,800 men who followed him, about 500 were captured. The rest were killed. The rest of the Roman army advanced toward them, only to see the corpses of their comrades and Publius's head raised high. Nightfall spared them from further attack for the moment. The Romans retreated to the city of Carrhae, abandoning 4,000 wounded. The next morning, Surenna offered terms. Crassus's officers refused and tried to break out toward Syria. Only one commander, Quaestor Gaius Longinus, and his 500 cavalry made it out. Crassus, along with 4 cohorts, was intercepted. It seemed that negotiations might save him. Crassus met with Surenna and began discussing a truce, but during the exchange of horses, a scuffle broke out. Roman officers were killed in the confusion. Crassus, gravely wounded, was reportedly finished off by his own men to keep him from being taken alive. And just like that, one of Rome's most powerful men met a brutal end. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. More stories from Roman history are on the way.